So welcome back to the Show Some Love Live podcast. I'm Connor.
And I'm Becky.
And together we're here with Titty Von Tramp!
Tickle, tickle, tickle. There's the Mitchell brothers. Come on, Peggy.
So God knows what we're going to cut off the front of that, but it was quite the conversation. It's been quite the thing already. And we're here today to record our podcast, but straight away afterwards we're going to be recreating a gorgeous, iconic Vogue image, and Teddy's going to be at the centre of it all.
And Naomi Campbell.
We're shoving you up a ladder. Where is the ladder right now? Felon's actually up there.
No, that's just a ginger curly person up there. Hello!
Hello, Felon.
Jump!
So for anyone that has that's listened to the last couple of episodes, we've recorded a couple today, and just to say, if you're listening from the house and you don't see what's going on, Felon is working in and around the room. He's very, very quiet. Actually, you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
He is styling his sculpture. Yes, he is. And there's also a load of seagulls that you've noticed them, haven't you? They're everywhere. We've got babies on the roof.
They are. They're breeding behind me as we speak. Yes.
It's gorgeous. Well, hopefully they don't, because they don't need any more babies. They were on the roof and they're really aggressive.
Yeah.
Are they?
We need to get up into our windows. They'll be talking about us.
You should just lick the windows.
Just on the inside.
So, I think we're all out of sorts here because Teddy's here and we're just all biz. But we of course every week now, it's now tradition, rather than having the clapper, because Seán didn't bring it once. Hello, Seán.
The clapper's racist.
Well, that's the thing.
I agree.
The clapper was
clapper.
cancelled, but every week we do an original track, a track that I've written, and actually I told you about this just before we started recording, and you just couldn't have cared less. Well,
I don't give a flying fuck.
imagine if I'd written a song for you. Imagine if I was actually a singer-songwriter.
You're not.
Okay, so
I'm not a real woman, and you're not a singer-songwriter.
So
You're in denial, Connor, in denial.
here we go. So I am a singer-songwriter. So I'm the Katie Melia of the north. So 1 second.
Kitty who?
Okay, here we go. I'm horny, horny, so horny, something horny tonight.
And we can see that.
Let's get into it! No, but in case you missed it, we are here with for Lady Portia there, where we're saying the woman, the myth, and the legend, but shall we say? Well, we say
Halloween was over. Bring in your dead there, like a mannequin.
So we're here with not the woman, the myth, and the legend. Is it the man? Or you said you're actually just out yourself.
You a stutter? What?
Imagine if I did.
I'm just stating the obvious.
So you outed yourself there. You are unbelievably a man in a wig.
I am
I'm
indeed.
devastated to hear that.
I'm still a man in a wig.
I was
I'm
stuffed
actually
for
sitting on my
these
testicles here. It's great. I have 3 Adam's apples.
Are you? You're not tucked in that dress, are you?
There's a wee bit of chocolate. I have a big dick, darling, in the portion.
I offered Teddy a softer chair earlier on.
And I offer a balaclava.
We actually have.
brought one.
We do have a few balaclavas here. If you wanted to,
No, you're okay. I'm
to stick one on.
beautiful today, beautiful.
Well, you've really done yourself up. You look gorgeous.
As opposed to what?
As
Sitting there like a bucket full of gonorrhea.
My memories of you are really you hosting in and around Belfast. You've been on the scene since the sort of late 1800s.
I was on Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
And they did go in 2 by 2. We glory holders, we were just sucking off the elephants.
But I remember you because for all that I'm saying, you're gorgeous. That is not. It's actually not. That's not. It's really not a read. It's not intentional. But my memory of you is slightly hazy because it was me mostly wiped out at about 5 a.m. You on some podium in the middle of Yellow.
I know.
Holding court.
The good old days when the drugs were good and you weren't being videotaking them. How times have changed. How times have changed.
I think that's probably changed a lot.
Time
I haven't done drugs, and this is honestly in about
15 minutes.
No, 8 years. We're taking drugs after this shit.
You'll need them.
But about 8 years. So you would have sort of really been part of the party scene before that, and then
I used to carry. These weren't breasts, these were just like bags of cocaine. And like people say, why do drag queens have long fingernails? It saves you having to use a key.
Yeah.
Yes.
Multitask.
You're not. It's funny because now I'm
Great
actually
for lesbians as well, for clearing out that gunge that's down there.
the lesbians, but
Like a
lesbians
diner
don't.
rod. Hello.
Careful of being echo in a minute.
You're lesbian, aren't you?
Half.
We're actually, so I'm gay and Becky's bi, but we are a couple and a lot of people don't know that.
What?
Isn't that mad?
Yeah. I had to come out twice.
Through choice?
Really necessity.
Things you do for a fucking grant.
I've told you this before, but I remember one of the first times you said to me in a club.
Get out.
Yeah. Well, no, that was after. But no, we were standing like at a cloakroom or something like that, and you were wearing the heels as usual. You were like, my feet are fucking killing me. And I had my wee trainers on. And I was like, why should you have a wee pair of trainers on? You're like, love, I'm a drag queen. I'm not a fucking lesbian. And I'm like, right, that's okay. That's me told.
So when did you just decide to dabble with Connor's cock? Was it just
I think about
you have the epiphany?
You're going on 4
It's my
or 5
30th
years
birthday.
ago.
It was
4 years
like,
ago.
we actually have an actual
video of it?
Well, there's an actual. There was really there was an event. So we
It was an event for you, wasn't it?
So for years, we were friends, and then we set up the project together. I was really in the middle of I was really having a very, very hard time, and we were just out the end of that. And I travelled for years, and we were really skint. I wanted to be out of the country technically for my birthday, and we went off to Scotland.
Yeah,
and it kind of just happened. We had sex, and it honestly fucked me up for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I feel like I worked so hard to be me and to be loud and to be proud and all the rest of it that then it sort of did it. I think it's sort of, I didn't really struggle with my sexuality, but it did the other way around. Like I remember sitting with my parents in Carrick and we were having a whole conversation, and I remember it was quite serious. I have zero relationship with them anymore, but at the time we were having that conversation, trying to kind of get somewhere. And you were in Carrick, you were trying to do something on a Sunday morning in Carrick fucking Fergus.
Yeah.
And just before you
Joyride.
came, we sort of got to a good place, sort of as good as we were getting. And I had said at the end, they were like, so what about you? The what sort of set me over the edge was that I had an experience of sexual violence that really nearly killed me. And because of that, my parents are sort of reasonably open when it comes to sort of talking about sex and things. Because of that, they then asked, what's the crack? Are you still going to therapy? Are you getting through it? How's all that working? Are you having sex? Who are you having sex with? And at the time, still now, but at the time, as part of recovery from addiction and all the mental health stuff, it was really sort of centered in on just being sort of really radically honest. So I thought, I can't tell a lie. I'm not going to say no. And I said, well, yeah, I'm having sex. And they're like, well, what's his name? What's the crack? Is it just random guys on Grindr? Are you in a relationship with someone? And I said, well, no, it's actually Becky. And I swear, my parents, when I first came out, they were like, yeah, whatever. Like, they just knew. Like, I was we were all those queer children. Yes. But I swear, I physically seen, like, my dad's head explode. And then the next thing that my mum was just like, what? And the next thing that he said to me, like, so, and a lot of people say this, actually, most of the guys will say, so, so you have sex, And I had to then sit in front of my parents and say, yes, but Becky will be back soon. So as soon as she comes back to this house, do not bring it up.
Don't make a thing of it.
I swear, you were in for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And my mum was like, so you ready, my son?
Yeah. Something like that. It was also like, you made him this way. And it's like, what, like, happy, healthy, healed,
Yeah. Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, still alive on the planet,
So yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, to turn up for the
I can
books.
only tell.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know.
like the funny thing is like I know that whenever I'm present,
I can see the
at
very
least-
thing.
but at least whenever I'm present, like I know that the way the conversation probably follows, it's like, really? Especially if you're speaking to gay men, and it's like, I know that there's like a held back version of a kind of after it as well.
Well, you could do better.
Yeah.
You could do so much fucking better. You'd have more fun wanking off a dead dog.
Wow.
No harm.
So do you have a wife then?
No. The men I
Many,
see, they go
many,
back
many.
to their wives. No, I don't do the cooking or cleaning, just the
Just the cock sucking.
Because I'm a dom top, so I like to tie them up and do things to them. So come to my
Great.
house and they're trying not to mark them or bruise them or cripple them.
Yeah.
Do not leave any identifying marks.
No,
so that they can
no.
make a return visit.
No. Fuck no. Been a couple of people.
Loyalty card.
Their advantage with meal deal. Bring a friend. Because there was I think it was last year I was seeing a father and son at the same time, but they didn't know I was seeing the father and son.
Stop.
And I had to double book myself for usually a Tuesday afternoon's fun day. And I had forgot that the father was leaving and the son was coming up. And I'd live in a converted house. There's like 2 people below me, so there's not a lot of people. So people were up and downstairs. Yeah, so that's how they found out.
Oh my
So like, what are you doing
fucking
here?
God.
What are you doing here? Yeah.
Holy Toledo.
I know, so.
That's tough enough.
Do you know,
Well,
I'm
you're
sure...
not doing anything
no.
I'm sure we could talk to you forever about sort of what you're doing right now and all the crack of that, and we'll get there. But how on like you are from? I'm really conscious now of stuttering. Yeah,
It's not my vagina. You're looking
I'm gonna have to go back to the Rainbow Project, get some more
Butter's doing
counselling.
it. That's what it is.
There's going to be so many people so deeply turned.
I know.
by that.
Yeah. Make cheese onion rings in there now.
Did you say fanny butter?
Honey butter, you know? You're
I
like
think actually normally they say batter. But anyway.
I'm not it's battered enough.
Batter bang.
Bada bing, bada bing. So you were going to ask me, yes?
So I was going to ask it. Yeah,
Just shut up.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know how to word it, so I'm just going to sort of blurt it out. You're the whole way from Ballywalter.
I am. I'm from
Ballywalter. How did that happen? You know, how did you?
My mum and daddy met and then
Yes.
Cycling
But
straight
how
people.
does someone? Because I know that part of the world. A lot of my family are from down
Yeah.
there, and it's not the most progressive in the world. It's
not. And
it's very traditional.
I'm from a mixed marriage as well. Not a man and a woman, but my mum was a Roman Catholic, and my father was. They met. My father was put out of the Orange Order. We were put out of a couple. We were put out of Portavogie. We were put out of Clocky, and we actually moved to Ballywalter. So that was the third house we were actually in. They tried to set fire to the house a couple of times because our house was directly beside the local pub. So people come out drunk, and they used to piss through our letterboxes and set.
I know. You sound like monkeys.
Someone's having a good time getting bucked on the roof. Lucky bitch. So yeah, I think because I came from that, my mum and dad were they had a shit time. I think I wasn't bullied at school. Probably because of having sex with a couple of the teachers.
What was your school? Glastonbury, was it?
Glastonbury, yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun in Glastonbury. Were you there as well, were you?
So for everyone that's watching, we do have the seagulls.
The family
We do,
of
that's
seagulls on the roof that are going mad. I think the babies are just trying to take off, and I think they're getting a lot of encouragement from their parents. I think
To
maybe
egg
that's
them on,
what's
yeah.
happening.
Leave the nest, get out.
Thank God.
Where's a wee pellet gun when you need one?
So what on earth has drag then? Like, how? Because I imagine that there weren't that many.
No, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Back whenever I started dressing up when I was 13, 14, wearing my sister's clothes, and she had no dress sense, so no, might as well be wearing
You
curtains.
were there for head to toe brethren.
Oh yeah, Mormon. I was Mormon and Mormon. Morning and Mormon. Well,
Have you got a stutter?
No. I only stutter when there's 9 inches in my throat. That's when I stutter.
So back to your childhood.
That's where it all started.
Oh God.
My head like a flip top bend. Huh? Pedal bend. Right.
To your sister's clothes.
Yes. So I started off doing that there, very secretive, and then we would have went out to myself and my cousin Ian. We were the only two gays in the village. We actually were the only two gays out in the village. It wasn't for straight men; I'd still be a virgin. But so it was just the two of us in the village, just doing that, and then we would have out to Belfast on. I had my 15th birthday party in a gay club in Delaney's, Cafe Nero now around in.
Yeah.
So they had a gay night on a Saturday night. I had my 15th birthday in there. My mum and dad thought I was in Bangor. I was going with a guy in Dublin at the age of 16. Mum and dad thought I was in Bangor. I was going down to Dublin most weekends. And they thought, wait, what was in Bangor? He's from Newton Hard, so he was doing something like that. But back then, this was before, it was just landlines. You didn't have a mobile phone, so you could tell lies.
Yeah.
They had no way to get in touch with you. They couldn't find your, there wasn't a tracking device on you in your luggage or your phone.
Yeah.
So it was difficult. Now, it was really difficult. I used to dress up in Belfast, and we used to get the bus up, and then back then you had to go through an army checkpoint to get through Oxford Street bus station, past the law courts into the city centre, and the amount of times that my bag was opened and chucked onto the street and spat on and kicked down the street, and then I used to have like stuff that'd rip it and break it and things got there. So it was an event to get. Traumatic event to get from Ballywalter to Belfast, and then to get from the bus station into the city centre to go where you're going without getting a verbal abuse, physical abuse, and that was from people who were there to protect you.
Yeah.
Was that because you were cross-dressing or because you were queer or because of all of it?
A bit of everything, so it was, because back then I had long hair, I was very feminine looking, So I think I had that had a lot to do with it. And then you had these soldiers just taking their anger and frustration out on you.
Yeah, because they're traumatized and exactly.
That makes me think about that like fucking most iconic and legendary image that I think has ever been produced in this country of you on the Land Rover.
Yeah.
Like and then you recreated it recently.
We did.
But how must that how did that feel then after having been treated in that way to then be celebrated with that image?
I had left Northern Ireland. I went to, my cousin was living over in Birmingham, so went to Birmingham for a long weekend and stayed there for 7 years. Yeah. Walked past Topshop. So I was there the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. On the Monday, walked past Topshop. They had an advertisement in the window looking for staff. I applied for it. I walked in, said, can I have an application form? I was wearing shorts and a pair of flip-flops. Interviewed me there and then. Said, when can you start? I said, give me a week. Come back home, packed all my belongings into 10 big, massive egg boxes, posted them over, slept on my cousin's floor for about 3 months until we got somewhere bigger. And I was out of Northern Ireland. Through the worst times I was living in England. I lived in Birmingham for about 7 years. And that's how my drag career started, was in Birmingham, wasn't here.
Oh, I did not know that.
So much sense.
I had given everything up. I'd retired from drag. I used to work for one of the super clubs in Birmingham, Miss Moneypennies. So I did a couple of seasons in Ibiza. I was working in Birmingham every Saturday. Every Friday I was either in Windsor or one of the other clubs, Gatecrasher, Cream, or one of the other super clubs working. I was a podium dancer. I was dancing.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when I was working in Ibiza, we did the Old Town Parade on a Monday night, and I was carried around by 6 men.
Legendary, like
Really?
really a legendary woman. Let me. I've got something for you off my shelf. I just didn't want to sort of.
Have you a fan? I have a fan with me.
I do have a fan.
I brought my own fan.
Did you?
I did. But I'll use this piece. Oh.
I don't know. Are you comfortable with the queer community? Or?
It depends. Only if they're hung. Oh, that's better. Oh,
Good.
I'm a bald man with 2 wigs in my head. It's like Zippy from Rainbow Wonder here.
But that, like, 'cause I also think that it takes often, now not everybody has the privilege and the opportunity to do that, to be able to leave and then come back again. But I think it takes that often, if you can, to be able to get some perspective. You know, if you haven't had another opportunity to be able to see how things can be. But then
How
I think
things
it
should
takes,
be.
And then it takes like kind of double the nerve to then come back and do something that people haven't seen here. Do you know?
I had given away all my drag in Birmingham. I came back here not to do drag. I was working in a shop called Accessorize part-time. We went out for a staff night out, and it was the Kremlin's opening night. And I just put on a bra, panties, a corset, and some shoes and a wig, because that's all I had left.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even planned. I'd stopped drag. I quit
That
drag.
iconic image was the first ever night of the Kremlin.
Opening night.
That's the story of that.
Yeah, they
Wow!
The opening night of the Kremlin, there was a bomb scare phoned into the actual venue. Of
course.
And everybody had to evacuate. So they went out the front doors and back doors. Of course, I went out the back door. Sure. Why the hell not? And there was a Land Rover there, and they said to me, right, jump on top. So I jumped on top and started dancing. Yeah, that's how it all started.
Who are they? The police or the club owners?
The police and the crowd, they're all just egging me on. So I did it. Yeah, and then that was it.
And were you the Baroness then?
Back then, yes, because whenever I first started doing drag, I was called the Ballywalter Queen, and then it changed to Roberta when I was working in Birmingham, and then they used to have an event called Chuff Chuff, and it would be held every 3 months in Birmingham, and it'd be a secret location. You get your tickets, you get on your coach. It was always within 2-hour drive of Birmingham. And I'd have a theme. It could be a white theme, a superhero theme, and you just arrived in a bus. And it was always hosted by a drag queen. So their previous drag queen was called Regina, but she was stabbed in the knees on a Sunday afternoon outside the club for dealing drugs.
Oh my God!
So they were looking for somebody, and they just didn't think Roberta was a good enough drag name to host somewhere. So then they said, right, let's make a name up. So we did. So we came up with Baroness Titty Von Tramp. And here I am. Hi.
Wow.
So when was that? How long have you been doing drag?
Oh, 37 years.
Fuck.
37
That was
years.
37 years in October. My first gig that I won a talent competition in the Crow's Nest when I was 15.
Remember the Crow's Nest, yeah.
Yeah, it was now Bert's Jazz Bar. That was one of
Yes.
the only gay bars back in the day.
I'm actually, you saying about Delaney's as well.
Yeah.
I had no idea that there was a gay bar in
had-
Delaney's, or
it
it was
was
a
a
gay
gay
night,
Gay night,
type thing.
So they had a gay night on a Saturday night and Delaney's, and then you went to the Limelight on a Monday night for their gay night. And I used to go do drag every Monday night, and I would carry a bag in with me with about 11 outfits, and they would say there's 11 drag queens in here because I changed
Gag.
that much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you? Because was that night in the Limelight? Was that your night as well? You used to do that.
No, I didn't do. I was just as a punter. I met Pat Kent. He ran all
Yes.
the Monday nights, so I started working with Pat. I think the first gig we did was Rain. When Rain opened, we did Rain,
Yeah.
and then we went from Rain to the Pot House to El Divino back to the Pot House. Then back to Rain again. It was number 14 or Revolution or something like that there. So yeah, we did all the Monday nights. And on a Rain,
Because you did Rain when it was because it was milk to the pot house to
yeah. So when it first opened, milk.
Yeah.
and then
when it
you
first
did
started.
because I remember you having a gay night in Rain. It just but it's sort of like it shows the importance of that. The fact that that the ladies had it then.
Because gays couldn't go into straight places and hold
Yeah.
hands, whereas now I think it's more open for the gay community and all of our pluses and Qs know that everybody, the places to go now, was back then you didn't.
Yeah.
You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't go anywhere you didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
You couldn't. No.
It's sort of in me, and I feel like I'm far from a sort of an older gay. I hope, but it's still in me to like. It still
it's
so
still in
impresses me.
you?
Just whenever I can.
Never lost it.
Whenever I can.
Now you've lost it. That's all we're saying.
So,
lost now.
So, but
like a lamb.
it's still in me to be just so bloody all biz when you see a couple of younger queer kind of LGBT and or all the pluses and all the rest of it walking down the street holding hands or
love
showing
it.
affection, you know.
I was walking into town was it last Sunday and before the shops opened and there was two gay guys holding hands at the traffic lights and I'm going, fair play. And this shouldn't take your breath away. You should go, oh my goodness, this should be the normal.
Yeah.
This should not be an issue like, oh my goodness, look at those two gay guys.
Yeah.
This should just be ordinary, shouldn't be categorized. These are just people in love holding hands.
Yeah, but it is. It's sort of, I suppose the world is changing in that respect, and maybe there is a bit more safety. I think you would be a bit more certain now that if you were to get, called a faggot in the street or someone was to shout something out of a car, that someone, even me out and about in a dress or whatever, it's the people that are walking up the street that you expect for them to say something because you're sort of, it's in your DNA to believe that they will.
Yeah.
Actually, they will say like that man. We've talked about it a few times in the podcast, but that man outside Bootleggers that looked like some hood that was going to kill you. And he was, when someone tracks you, they've got you on the street. We had a big flag with us and we're doing a whole thing. And he says, here, I love the flag, fly it higher. And we were just like, yes, because I thought we were going to get murdered.
Yeah.
It's nice. It is. It's I think younger gays that are coming through maybe just have less. That's why it's important to have these conversations.
Oh, yeah.
That they have less of that.
Yeah, because without people, like there was two other drag queens before me. There was Miss May and John Smith. John's now passed. So those were my role models back then, and they had it worse than I did because they were doing drag during the Troubles.
Yeah.
Guy was born in 1972. I know what you look at. I know.
You don't at all.
I mean, there's
I'm
only
telling you.
8 years between us. Do you know what I mean? So I remember.
Dog years?
All of those places that you talk about. Like I was in Ibiza in 2001. Do you know what I mean? So there may have been a crossover there. I was there for a full season then, and I went to Miss Moneypenny's and what was the Italian night that did the walk through the old town? Do you remember? Because it was a lot of.
We did the Monday night and then we did the Monday night was to promote the Tuesday night because we were in Eldovino, the yacht club. So I was pole dancing for Rich Arabs on a Tuesday evening.
Yes. Oh, so you were in the Eldovino before it was ripped off.
I was in the original
sort of
Eldovino.
when
I
they
hear
reskinned the
Eldovino and I
edge.
hear Ibiza. I don't hear the one that was here. I was kind of a bit
Yes.
heartbroken when they called it that.
No,
but
so-
Miss Moneypenny's and all the rest of it,
'Cause
like,
Did Tuesday night with them, and then we did trade on a Wednesday in Manumission. So
yeah. Like I remember going to the sex shows and everything in Manumission. Do you remember?
oh yeah,
You were in them.
I was the fluffer, darling. I was behind the scenes now, and I perform well under pressure.
That's where they got those hard-ons from.
Turkish, can see this dress.
I think it's great.
It's very voluminous.
Yes.
Yes, like you're. It's very voluminous.
Voluminous. Is it voluminous?
No, voluminous.
Voluminous.
Aye.
Or
Perfect.
or voluptuous.
Well, there's the name of the episode.
Titty voluptuous. Von Tramp.
Called worse.
So you've given us your time today, and thank you so much for that. Really, truly, we're really honoured to have you on the
Pleasure.
podcast, and also to take these photos and do all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But you're still working it out. You're booked and blessed. You are going
I
off the
could work
banger,
7
aren't you?
nights a week. I don't need to. I don't want to.
Great.
No, I enjoy.
amazing.
I think you've got. Do it while you enjoy it.
Yeah.
There was a while there I was working 5 nights a week. Hated it. It became a chore. I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't funny. Whereas now I work in places and I want to work in them. I'm in Bangor every Thursday night in the Goat's Toe. I'm either in the Bellevue or top of the town in Antrim. Most of my bookings are now straight places.
Great.
I've been working the gay scene now a couple of years since Libertine closed down. And prior to that, I would have been Boombox Maverick. Yeah, but now straights.
it's such a wonderful thing to say, you know, and it's like whenever you, as we said, there was a point of time when it was really, really important that queer only, and it still is, that there's queer only spaces, because there's a different thing about language and how people speak to each other and all the rest of it, and inclusion. But at the same time, like, it gives me so much life to see all of these places, all of these bars, that even some of them being like a bit kind of a spicier bars to go to. Yeah. But yet there's a drag night on, and it's like
that
the
Beehive
importance
night.
of, yeah.
Oh yeah, Sunday night.
But those nights,
that was running for 9 years.
Yeah.
I was up in the Beehive for 9 years. It would have been 10 years there in February. It was there 9 years.
Yeah.
Started off with just me, myself, and my job, Sai. And then Russie joined us. Did we giggle there? Did we giggle? Still got it. Me, myself, my job, Sai.
But it's like, you know, seeing human faces and seeing people who are funny, entertaining, charming, all the rest of it, like, in those places is where, like, it makes it much harder for sitting around a kitchen table, you know, and somebody's saying something like, you know, about anti-inequality, saying faggots or all the rest of it. It makes it much harder for people to be able to say that whenever they've actually got a human face attached. So drag and entertainment and all of the joy that brings in, not just in queer spaces, is so fucking powerful in changing things for everybody, because it attaches a human to it. And somebody says, well, I actually really enjoyed myself that night, and I don't actually think badly of that person, so it makes it much harder to hear
people's
homophobia.
perceptions of you. They walk in thinking, I'm going to hate this, it's going to be shit. And then they have a really good night going, I really enjoyed that, and then feel guilty for saying that. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and even for trans people as well, it's like, now, obviously, and this is, you know, again, we have this conversation a lot with straight people who are asking questions. It's like, no, drag and the art form of that is very, very different to somebody being trans. However, drag does let people see that it's a beautiful thing, you know, that it's not like a strange thing to say, you know, it like does open the door, because you can put our community in one box together, in that there's sort of queerness is being different. It's not sort of in that heteronormative world. So drag being out in the world, in straight world, is really helpful for all of the members of the community. You know,
drag is a gateway drug.
Drag is a gateway drug. I love it.
Ginger has spoken.
Yes. That very ginger is called Seán. Seán's our producer.
Yes.
He got
I do.
Yeah, Seán is unfortunately straight, but he got fingered once.
Are you
now,
straight?
well,
I'm straight.
yes.
Married with kids.
Me
yes.
too.
Yeah.
Or a kid, sorry.
He's going to be one of your clients in a few weeks.
But Seán is
Me and my dad.
Seán is such
Bring a
an
friend.
ally. Seán actually corrects us on specifics of drag race and things. They're that much of an ally.
Yeah.
They get it. They're
Seán?
very...
I'm 27.
Really? Okay. Big, small, medium.
Presents as a
Talking about
sort of
talent
17, 18-year-old,
Lots of talent.
but very big talent. And the word on the falls is very, very big penis.
Cock. Oh.
Yeah, very
See,
large.
gingers either have a big cock or no cock. It's either My Little Pony or a horse. There's no
You
middle
heard it
ground with
here
ginger.
first, though.
It's like ginger, it's like a ginger wee red squirrel's nest. It's either you pull back and there's a wee squirrel.
And talking of gingers, what do you think of Felon? Do you think he's...
I would say, no, it smells small.
It smells!
It's like, would you imagine, I was like wanking off a Watsits, you'd have that with the orange crumbs in your 2 fingers and thumb.
Wow, that is disgusting. If we are ever monetized on this channel, we will be, we'll never will be.
No.
This
No,
is
not gonna
definitely an
happen.
explicit one.
That's us done. So something that no, we're not done at all.
Not at all.
No, I'm saying that's us done on YouTube. So for anyone that's watching on YouTube, you can also listen on all the podcast
YouTube's?
platforms.
Hello.
Do you not know you were being recorded?
I didn't use all of it. This could be like a 60-second segment of me saying nothing.
You've given us, like, normally we'd say that's enough for the Patreon, but I think we might be able to start an OnlyFans from this
Yeah,
as
I
well.
think
Well,
we're good.
the old saying goes, insert and spurt. More
Well,
spit
now-
will make it spit.
Now that you're sort of, you know, we're here and we're recording. We're not live, but we're recording for
comments are blown
YouTube.
up.
We're live. No, I don't think so.
Do you think? Would you like as sort of the queen? Is really, because I would like, you know, there are many queens, but there is a queen of the Belfast scene. And like when you think about Belfast Pride and you think about kind of that iconic image, and then you recreated it for, was it the 25 or 30 year anniversary of the Kremlin? One of the years.
Don't you start me?
Gag.
You should be on Britain's Got Talent, the talking dog. Don't start me.
But thinking,
We Yorkie, we ginger Yorkie. Lick the balls.
But you're saying about clipping it up and sort of having enough to sort of put maybe a bit on OnlyFans, a bit on Patreon. But if you were to do a 30-second sort of a message to the people, a Queen's speech, what would you like to say?
Oh, I hate being under pressure. Don't swear. Keep it clean. I don't know. What would I say?
You can swear and you don't have to keep it clean.
Oh, all right then.
Maybe you'd sing a song.
Fucking be yourselves. I don't like it. Fuck them.
Yes.
Perfect.
You're not going to please everybody. So just be yourself.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. They're going to like you if you are or you're not.
Be yourself or pretend to be a baroness.
Yeah, I actually have a title.
Do you?
I own a bit of land in Austria. But I'm actually a baron because I couldn't buy it as a girl because I don't represent. So I had to buy it as I'm a baron or something or other.
it.
Yeah.
I mean,
a corporate tile part of Austria.
Because your life outside of this, the bits that you show on social media and that, your life is really, like your house is gorgeous.
Really quite wholesome.
It is though. It's much more
I
wholesome
wouldn't get
than
one of those blue lights like my house, let me tell you.
But it
crime
is
scene.
regal. You know, you would if we got to see the bits that we see on Instagram and things like that, and you were to guess who lived there, I could place that a baron lives there or a baroness lives in that
High
house.
ceilings for a tall girl.
Full of art and colour and joy and
spunk.
like. Do not put a black light
Oh
anywhere near it.
no.
Okay, so
No.
one thing.
And there's
one-
holes at different levels as well. So there is small, medium, and large holes. Yeah. It's like when you're trying to measure out spaghetti. I'll have a
With your
family-sized
mouth.
portion of spaghetti.
I'm never going to look at one of those things like the same way
I
ever
thought
again.
that's what they were for. My size gauge in my handbag.
So one thing that we ask, did you bring us your show and tell some love? Did you bring us a wee thing? So one thing that we asked, I'll grab it for you. Oh, you've got it. So one thing that we asked our guests as part of Show Some Love Live is to bring an item that is something that's very close to their heart so that they can tell us a little bit of a story about it. It's called Show and Tell Some Love. And it's one of our favourite segments because we made it up. Yeah. What have you got? That's...
My first cuddly toy that my mum and dad bought me.
Baby.
The City Show. So this is Sweep from the City Show, and he is 52 years old. I actually had a soul this afternoon
That
because
is so
52.
sweet.
Oh,
So
darling.
I'm well loved.
definitely, and that's the only thing. My mum dropped dead 7 years ago, and this is probably one of the only things that I have remaining from hers that still means something to me. So yeah, every time I look at her, well, him or her, because I couldn't say Sweep as a child, but I could say Donkey. So my nickname for him was Donkey.
Oh,
Start young, didn't
darling.
it? Couldn't say Sweep, but
Can you-
Donkey, no worries.
Can you flip him round and just show it to the camera just so
There
look
he
at
is.
him?
Oh my
Look at his
God,
wee
that
ears.
is so sweet.
That's me Donkey or Sweep.
And does he? So he lives in your house?
There's my house. Sits beside my bed. So those eyes have seen some things.
Help! I need counselling. Help! Does Donkey get turned over and like turned
No,
away?
it doesn't get turned over. No, Sean, look, there's no holes. There's no holes.
He's not bearing,
Perverts,
bearing
these ginger
witness.
perverts. I'm breastfeeding the child. You're talking about anal sex, although you don't.
Oh, he's a sweetie.
I know, isn't he? No, I do have the Sue there. So there was Sooty, Sweep, and Sue. She was a black and white panda. So, but I couldn't find her because I put her somewhere safe because she was literally disintegrating. Just like your makeup and my makeup now.
So she
Are you
used
allergic
to.
to makeup?
Wow.
In fairness, like anytime
In fairness,
sitting
stop it.
Release the.
sitting beside somebody who is like literally a fucking professional, like I'm always like,
Thanks, Tom.
do I do a lot?
Yes. yes.
Or do I just do fuck all?
I think we went for the latter, haven't we? Yes.
Yeah.
So we went for the latter.
Thought, why even try? Sure, can't compete.
Well, we have had a. I feel like I've just did a fucking gram of speed. I'm just like. I sort of. But we are going to go into our lovely photo shoot now. So by the time this is
Jesse,
released,
this I made an effort.
most probably this is going to be our Pride special.
Yeah.
So
Is it? Up the
yes.
queers!
Up the queers!
Lady voice, lady
But
voice.
you will have probably already seen those lovely images. If they were gorgeous, let us know that in the comments. As ever, normally we have a little section to sort of talk about us a bit more. But as ever, if you want to give us your money, you can do that. We've got loads of merch.
Donations, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you want to come down to Greenhouse, you're very welcome to do that. If you're an artist,
Only
and
have a
activist.
purse. We do contactless.
would you? Yes.
Contactless.
You can do your direct debit if you fancy.
Declined. Declined.
Okay.
That's because you can't afford it.
Third time it's blocked. Oh, I could
Wow.
a 50p I won't change.
Slashing.
Okay.
The 2p ones look over the edge.
God.
Tipping point. And now the rusty. That'll be nice. Be nice.
I love that before this you were polite enough to say, are you allowed to swear?
Four months.
We should have said Jesus.
Not taking the Lord's name in vain. This I can do the second coming body of Christ, and that's taking the Lord's name in vain.
So to everyone that's out there, we wish you a very happy Pride. This is probably going to go out the night before the parade, so if you're out and about for the parade, come and say hello. We're going to be leading it this year, and Teddy's going to be coming with us.
I am.
Yeah.
Not wearing this shit.
And if you're up for making a few friends that morning, you're maybe coming by yourself. We're going to be having
Hands, just hands.
So we're going to be having the coffee morning sponsored by Bailey's and Minor Figures.
Gonna be coffee morning.
And that evening, or just after the parade, we're going to be having an 100% unofficial after party with DJ Seán McCann.
Oh, I love
you can come
him.
here. You can he's great.
He used to DJ at
Legend.
Delaney's.
A complete
He was a
legend.
DJ at Delaney's. Ask him. He used to do the guy down the side.
We'll have to get him on the show.
I actually have some of his cassettes because you'd be able to buy cassettes off him. I used to buy some of his cassettes.
Do you know, you were waiting there in reception for a wee second, so we had Portia in first, and the exact
picking
same
a wig.
thing.
Picking a wig.
Every time we just tried to shut down the episode, she was trying to get the
can
last
talk
word.
all
You're
day
doing the
long,
exact
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
I know.
And where's he going with this? Who cares? Who gives a flam fuck?
Thank you for listening, and thank you for coming today.
Yeah.
You are
Thank
you are a
you.
legend. Thank
We're
you.
So grateful. We love you. Thanks so much,
Yeah,
everybody.
bye.
Buy one, get one free.
Oh fuck. Oh my fuck.
It's a bargain bucket.
Ah!